How do you assess that today, David?
Well, I've got to say I was quite pleased with lots of the performance. Not overly pleased with the result, but look, we've come here and we've put on a really good show. Up until the first goal, certainly I thought we'd done really well. Created a couple of chances in the first half, which I think maybe in another day we score. If it does, it changes a few things. But look, we've come here. I wanted to try and challenge the likes of Man City and the Arsenals when we can. I think we've challenged Man City today, and but just pulled up a little bit short.
Those chances you talk about, they're the difference when you come to places like this. They're fine lines, the better one in particular.
Yeah, look, I actually think that the one he doesn't get to, that could happen. Maybe he should get to it, but I think the one which given offside's onside. And I mean, ultimately, if the ball goes in the net, then we get a VAR decision and we decide that. So that one probably in a way was maybe one we're saying, well, if you hit the target and the ball goes in, then we give VAR that decision. But again, the one maybe, his studs are away from us getting a goal. But I thought we played really well at times, organised well enough. But in the end, their quality which they have, and they've got a number 9 who certainly knows how to find the back of the net.
As an opposing manager, you must be sitting there like a lot of them thinking, well, he's hardly touched the ball. I don't think he touched the ball in the second half until he scored, but he's that type of player, isn't he, that can just appear.
I actually think that it was one of the occasions where just as we were changing over some sort of from an attacking phase to defensive phase, we get caught out with a pass which puts O'Reilly away. It went between Big Jake and Ellie. And the centre-halves will do a good job because they know that Haaland would be getting in the box, but I think Haaland puts the brakes on a little bit. Michael keeps going, and I have to say it was a terrific stood-up ball by O'Reilly for Haaland to score. But as you know, if you give those level of centre-forwards opportunities, they're going to score, and he's in some vein of form at the moment.
He is, and he did it twice in 5 minutes, and that's what can happen here with somebody like that, isn't it, as well as you've played?
Well, if anything you learn, I'm sure centre-forwards, it doesn't really matter how you score. He scores a bit of a scuffy goal in some ways. We worked quite hard to try and double up on Savinho with Jacob, but Ghana leaves Haaland at the time, and he sort of scuffs it through Tarky's legs and in the far corner. But I'm sure he won't be bothered about that. But from our point of view, it wasn't a great finish from our point of view. But that was us put us in danger at 2-0. And look, they had other opportunities later on, and I was really impressed with how well we did defend it actually after that, because they had a few opportunities, but we'd try to put some players on to see if we could do something different.
And as you said right at the start, important, even in defeat, to take a lot of positives moving forward today.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you mustn't forget where Everton were over the last few years and what we're trying to do. We're coming here and I'm saying, come on, let's see if we can challenge, one of the best teams in football. And look, for long periods we've done a good job. We've not done it well enough, but we've done a good job. So the job against a lot of the better teams than us is to make sure we challenge them when we put in a performance, and for long periods of the game we did. So we move on. I'm disappointed with the result, not with how the players performed today, and hopefully they can keep it up because they've been doing really well.
Well, David, after a really impressive first half, your thoughts on the overall performance and the display?
Pleased with how we played. We're a bit disappointed when we lose the first goal, that. But while it was only 1-0, but to give them a second goal quickly was a killer for us. Look, really a lot of good things we could talk about and what we've done well, and we've come here and given them a bit of a game. Maybe we'd like to do better, but we're only growing at the moment, and we're still trying to get better. So we missed a couple of big chances in the first half, which might have altered things the way we were playing. We needed any opportunities we got to go in, or to certainly get us something more positive than we did do. So look, no real problems with the performance overall. Most of it, we've done a pretty good job.
They say a pretty good job. I mean, they come in here 7-match unbeaten run. Obviously, City are one of the best teams and have been in Europe and have been for some time. But probably fair to say we were the better team in the first half. Created some really good chances. Beto, Illy as well.
Yeah, look, we've had a very good away record, and I actually in some ways fancied myself coming here. And I'm not saying we would have come and won, but getting a result today would have been good for us. But look, we went about it. We tried to be in the front foot as often as we could be. We wanted to play. We think we're playing with a sort of more open style. We still wanted that to be today, and look, we created a few chances, but I don't know if we're going to get 7 or 8 chances where we take it. In the 1 or 2 we got today were actually big opportunities. I actually think Beto's second chance, which he misses, but it was given offside. I think it's onside, and it would have been interesting VAR decision if it had been scored.
I was going to ask about the away display since you've returned to the club. It's probably gone under the radar a little bit. I know it's about getting results ultimately, but last season we've beaten the likes of Brighton, Forest, Fulham, Newcastle. I know we've not got anything here today, but not many teams come and play like that in the first half against City. Is that something to build on, that it shows we can get points away from home, as well as obviously the strong record we've got at Hill Dickinson?
Yeah, look, I want us to be. I want to give the away support something to show. I want them to go to the games having a hope and some faith that we're going to get results. And some of the results we had at Brighton and Crystal Palace was great. The celebrations we had with the supporters. So I want to do that again. Like, we weren't able to do it today, but it certainly wasn't for the lack of effort or the lack of us trying to find ways of beating Man City. Ultimately, their quality, their ability, their centre forwards got to finish things off, and one or two players they've got as well make a big difference.
I know you had to face a few questions beforehand for having no Jack. It was a chance for others to step up. Do you think Illy did that with that performance, especially in the first half?
I thought Illy's performance in the first half was outstanding. I thought he was a standout player at that time in the game. I just saw signs that he had fatigue during the game because of, and even the goal, we just get it a yard wrong from stopping the pass going through for the first goal. But Illy's playing really, really well. But I just don't know if maybe the two games for his international team just took a bit more out of him and the travel as well. So, but he played very well. Just unfortunately, he couldn't get us a goal.
And just finally, you've not been blessed with loads of options this season, but a bit brighter. Kiernan's back today. Jack will obviously be available. Merlin's come on for 20 minutes. Jared back in training. So hopefully a few more options going forward.
I'll tell you what I thought. I thought the subs came on and worked their nuts off for us. And I thought they were good. Maybe we didn't have the quality, but they made sure that we weren't going to get put under. All the boys who come on really worked hard, from Barry to Dwight to Merlin and Tim. I thought they were good for us, and it's good. We want it. We want the competition. We want them to think that whatever happens at any stage of the game, that we can get a big physical output from them. And I thought they'd done that. Okay, we didn't get many chances in the second half. Merlin has a chance with a header, a little bit of a chance. But we didn't create many other opportunities in the second half, which was the disappointment.